Hi, my name is Kayla Burge, and I'm getting my master's in marketing on the data analytics track. In my customer analysis class this semester, a team of four of us were tasked with advising a local restaurant in the Gainesville market on different data-driven solutions to increase their brand importance and their market share of first choice in Gainesville. On my role in this team, two of us were creating the statistical data models to create those data-driven conclusions, which I was a part of, and then the other two were working on taking those results and creating marketing efforts or marketing strategies to put this into practice. Some of the conflicts we came up with were our teacher wanted us to put most of these statistical models through Python, which we usually do statistical modeling through R since we find that more um, effective in R Studio, and Python more effective in machine learning, where we do train test split data sets and different machine learning tasks. So we really had to look at Stack Overflow, GitHub, use our resources, and really translate that code and make sure we were using good code hygiene and doing it correctly. Another conflict we really struggled with was on our second task in the multi-attribute model, where we were trying to find different ways to increase that market share of first choice, which I'll show you a little bit more when I get into showing you what we did. So let me share my screen. So first in the linear regression model and all models, we familiarized ourselves with the data for mean and variation and tested all the assumptions for the statistical model. So you can see that we tested all the assumptions for linear regression. Then we started out with 14 factors for the linear regression model, and again looked at that R squared and adjusted R squared and kept taking out the insignificant variables. Towards the end of our iterations, we finally took out four variables that were insignificant and got a highest adjusted R squared of 0.154, which we were content with, and could take that at face value since it met all the assumptions. And we didn't take out too many variables, and this was still predicting the customer spending for the local restaurants in that market. Then secondly, in the multi-attribute model, familiarized ourselves with the data. We made a correlation matrix to make sure there weren't any inconsistencies in the data or really large correlations like multicollinearity that we needed to address. And then we iterated the multi-attribute model through Excel. So we look at this, the rows are attributes like atmosphere, wait time, parking situation, and the columns are brands. So different local restaurants in the market and what these consumers think about that attribute per brand. So we calculated the total weighted attitude on different attributes per brand and then calculated the market share of first choice. So obviously we aren't where we wanted to be in market share. So we had to figure out how to increase that. So we could either increase the outlook on a certain brand, which wouldn't increase any of the other brands' attitude points or first share points, or we could increase the importance of an attribute, which would increase it overall. So we did so many iterations. It took us a few hours at least to try and figure out what we really wanted to do and what increased the market share the most. We have all of these tabs. It took us a very long time. We finally dialed in on three different solutions, and our two other team members were able to make marketing solutions and strategies based on those three possibilities for increasing the market share. Lastly, we worked through a cluster analysis. We had to standard scale the data, make sure all the data was uniform. Then we created our dendrogram, seeing the data loss, and we wanted to create 6 clusters. So we took these clusters and made customer profiles based on those clusters and segments, and then correlated that with the multi-attribute model, where we found the most high profitable segments for the local restaurant. And our two teams created two other team members, created different strategies to increase that brand market share and brand importance in the consumer's eyes and get more frequent visits from that customer segment. Thank you.